Welcome to 50th lecture on electrical machines 1, and we have been discussing about parallel operations of transformer. So, we have seen that in our last class the impedances of leakage impedances of the transformer should be inversely proportional to the KVAs and in ohms, and also it is always better if the qualities are also same. Then whatever KVA is supplied by this, whatever KVA is supplied by transformer B, just algebraic sum of these two will come. Now, what is going to happen if this condition is not fulfilled? Suppose tan inverse XCA by REA is not equal to tan inverse XCB by REB. Suppose they are not equal, but impedances are inversely proportional to the KVS, but Z is are proportional to their respective KVS. For A, ZDA 1 by SA and ZDB like this. So, one thing is ensured, that is the ratio of the currents will be Z IEA, magnitude of IEA by magnitude of IEB. This will be JDB by JDA, because KVAs are inversely proportional. So, magnitude of IEA and IEB will be in the inverse ratios. But what is the implication of this then? We have seen already that the voltage across these impedances are same, and that voltage denoted it by VAB. So, let us draw this once again, this phasor diagram. Suppose this is VAB, which I have already defined, which will be small. I am drawing it very large just to understand. So, this is this one. Now, I am telling these two angles are not same. So, you draw IEA, sorry, you draw EB. These lengths are decided by these ratios for a given load current IEA, IAB. Therefore, this is the suppose this angle I say it is theta EA, and this angle I say it is theta EB. So, that this angle is theta EA and this angle is theta EB. Is it not? This way it will lag. Earlier these two angles were same, IEA and IEB were in phase. Now, where is your I2? I2 is equal to IEA plus IEB, phasor sum. So, add them vectorially. Add these two, and you will say your load current, this is your I2 now, is not? This will be the I2. Now, I redraw this circuit to avoid any confusion. That is what we are planning. This is my circuit, this is your ZDA, this is your JDB, sorry. This is your JDB, these two are parallel, this is your I2, this is your IA, this is your IB, and here is your secondary load Z2. This is the thing, same thing. Here only that source will be there, EB. So, EB, EB. So, this is EB, this is EA, and so on. This is the thing. So, your I2 is equal to IEA plus IEB, IA, why IEA I have written, IA, transformer A, I was not writing this. So, IA plus IB. Now, in numbers, for the given example I am telling, if your this what you will see is this, you will see that this I2 will be suppose 30 ampere. Suppose the output load current is 30 ampere. Then the other two transformer, this current will be shared as 20 ampere and 30 ampere, 20 and 10 ampere. Okay, which one was ZTA was 20? Operator 4 kVA, 4 kVA. So, this is suppose 30 ampere. You imagine ammeters are connected here, it will read 30, it will read 20 ampere, it will read 10 ampere. Because of what? Because of the fact this thing.
I2 will be less than some. I2 will be less, magnitude of I2 will be less than IA plus IB because they are not coefficient.
It will be less than, is it?
I2 will be less than.
I2. So, you see that when it will carry, correct, when it will carry 20 ampere and when it will carry 10 ampere, these two, sum up these two currents cannot be 30 ampere, it will be less than this. In other words, what I am telling that these two transformer will be operating at different power factors. For example, so far as this transformer is concerned, V2 it is contributing IA at this much angle, it will, because to this VAB, which is this voltage here, if you add, say I want to get what is EA, EB are same. So, it will be like this, VAB is which? These 2 points are at same potential, we have seen. So, potential of this point will be this voltage, this I have assumed it to be VAB, this is also VAB. Now, EA I want to get. So, you see that IA and IB they will be displaced and this angle will be the difference between theta EA and theta IB, that is understood. Now, I want to get this voltage is V2, suppose from V2 I want to get EA. So, I will now start from V2, I will draw V2 first. But if you start drawing from V2, that this transformer, the angle between these two is theta EA difference theta EB, is it? That will be the angle, IA and IB angle will be that one. So, suppose this current is I A and the other transformer current is I B, such that this angle is this one. Are you getting? Theta E A minus theta E B. Therefore, you can easily see the power factor at which this transformer and this transformer is operating is at different values. So, power factors at which the transformers will operate will be different. And your total load current will be in between here, I2. Therefore, to get the EA back or EB back, you have to add, I will just indicate here V2 plus IRA, IAJXS like that, and you will get EA. Same thing you will get if you add to V2 IBREB plus IBJXB. Got the point? Therefore, we find that since the vector sum of IA and IB will be less than the sum of these two currents when they are cophasal, therefore, KVA handled will be slightly less. Therefore, to summarize this, what I will say that to operate two transformers in parallel successfully, voltage ratio should be same, leakage impedance should be inversely proportional to their KVAs, and try to also see that the qualities of the leakage impedances are same. That is the best thing. Okay. So, one important thing, sometimes people say that leakage impedance, that is what we have seen, leakage impedance of the transformers should be proportional to their KVAs 1 by S. Okay. Leakage impedance in ohms. The same statement is told in this way that per unit values of the leakage impedance should be same. This is one and the same thing, because you know per unit values of impedance for transformer A, it will be I A rated current into magnitude of JDA with respect to the rated voltage of that side. We are talking about the other side. This is the per unit value of leakage impedance of transformer A. This is the thing, all refer to the secondary side. Similarly, per unit value of leakage impedance of transformer B will be its rated current, magnitude of the rated current. How much is dropped in that with respect to the rated voltage I B j d B by same voltage V 2. This is called Z per unit transformer A, and this is Z E B per unit, Z E A per unit, Z per unit A transformer, Z per unit B transformer, Z per unit transformer B. Are not these two are same? What is I A into J D A? Voltage across J D A and voltage across J D B, that is this no point in redrawing. Voltage across J D A and voltage across J D B in volts, they are same. This voltage minus this voltage is this voltage in case E A equal to E B. Therefore, and what is the per unit leakage impedance? Per unit leakage impedance, physically it means that when rated current flows through the transformer, there will be some voltage drop, magnitude of that voltage drop expressed as the rated value of the voltage of the transformer of that side. And per unit values are same with respect to secondary or primary for a given transformer. Now, since I A J D A is equal to I B J D B, here all the parameters are with respect to the secondary side, they are same. Therefore, instead of telling that ohmic value is inversely proportional to the respective KVAs, you simply say per unit impedance of transformer A and per unit impedance of transformer B, they are same, that is all. So, we have gone through. Now, the last thing I will tell about the parallel operation of transformer is what happens if it is a 3-phase transformer, because after all in our power system it is all 3-phase transformer. So, I write down these conditions once again. So, I write down for successful successful and effective parallel operation, of transformers, we list voltage ratios, voltages, not voltage ratios, voltages of HV LV side should be same, HV and LV side of transformers, various transformers, voltages of HV LV side should be same or very close to each other, same, okay, that is all. Let us not complicate the issue. This is the thing. Second thing is leakage impedances. I am writing in short. Leakage impedance J D should be inversely proportional to their KVAs. This is in ohms. Or same thing is ZPUs per unit of the transformers should be same. When this condition is satisfied, what is guaranteed? The current divisions of the transformers will be in the ratio of these two currents. Okay? Fine. Then the third condition is, which is desirable condition, that okay, the qualities of the transformers, qualities of the equivalent of the leakage impedances, the leakage impedances should be same. This will ensure transformers will operate at same power factor. Transformer will operate at same power factor. Now, number 4, and of course, this I have not listed with due regard to polarities you have to connect, otherwise what. 4th is for 3-phase transformer, only thing is we will say that line voltages, other things are there, these are okay, line voltages, because after all voltage of HV side, LV side same, because line voltage 3-phase transformer, that is how it is specified. We must write that the transformers must belong to same vector group. What is the vector group? Plus 30 degree or 11 or 1, which means that, are you getting, the line to line voltage rating should be same. Here I have written simply voltages of HV, LV side should be same. For 3-phase, line to line voltages should be same, voltage ratings. Should be same. Got the point? Line to line voltage ratings are same, and then I am telling the transformer must belong to same vector group, that is plus 30 degree or minus 30 degree and so on. This tells me, suppose you have a transformer DY1, the other transformer need not be DY1, but it must be YD1, that is what I mean, same vector group. Parallel operation means line to line voltages are same and they must belong to same vector group. Of course, see, primary you have applied a voltage, it is getting shifted, both phase and line to line voltage get shifted by some angle of 30 degree or so. But primaries will be connected in parallel, secondaries will be connected in parallel, and they must be shifted by same angle, then only the voltages, magnitudes of course will same, and then paralleling can be done successfully. So, this is the thing we must add. Of course, d I 1 can be parallel with d y 1, no question, but I should not demand that once transformer is d y 1, another transformer should be also d y 1. No, it could be y z 1 also, it can be parallel with. Clear? That is, they must belong to same vector group, that is, these numbers should be same, apart from the fact that the line to line voltages are same. And then for better load sharing, these things are valid, that is, the impedances should be inversely per phase impedances should be inversely proportional to their kVA ratings, and per unit impedance should be same of both the transformer. Okay. So, this is in short, or whatever you call it, not so short, but I hope I have been able to give you some idea of how transformers can be operated in parallel, what is the need of making transformers operating in parallel, and most importantly, you must have appreciated these conditions, why they are to be fulfilled in order that successful and effective parallel operation can be implemented. Okay. So, we will continue with some more topics on transformer before starting DC machines. Thank you.